Hello there, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and this is how WWE should book, where I take an angle from now to the future and challenge WWE to book it better, because I'm a smartass. This time around, how WWE should book the debut of Balor Club. Now, a while back, news broke about these 4 stiff-kicking dudes being headhunted from New Japan Pro Wrestling by WWE. And when the news broke, the internet had kittens, including us. Watch this video for more details. Now, 3 of these bash street kids were part of a thing called Bullet Club. And ever since those guys have been signed by WWE, everyone's been talking about this. Balor Club. Now, Finn Balor has been at the top of NXT for a while, and so he's created this Balor Club. Now, there's no one in it yet, it's just a t-shirt design. Buy it by the thousands. But now that some of Bullet Club are coming to WWE, it begs the question, are WWE about to make Balor Club an actual thing? We've already seen AJ Styles debut, but we still got Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson to come, so it could happen. And if they do it, here's how. WWE, do it better. Now, let's start by saying that AJ Styles won't be in Balor Club because, frankly, he's a leader, not a follower. He's not meant to be a henchman in a group designed to put Finn Balor over. Because look at AJ Styles, he's a veteran of almost 2 decades. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's a dream match machine. Just roll him out for a couple of these huge encounters. All WWE have to do is just let him do his thing. Cut loose, fly high, eat the phoenix, the rainbow. I'm sorry, that got away from me. So instead, this angle is designed for the other 2 members of Bullet Club, Doc Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Now, we start this story heading towards TakeOver Dallas. I assume it's going to be called TakeOver Dallas, or maybe some sort of generic combat word, like TakeOver Outnumbered, TakeOver Fierce, TakeOver Courage, something like that. So all we know at the moment is, as yet, there is no #1 contender for Finn Balor's championship at Dallas. It's primarily between Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe, although Baron Corbin, I guess, could still become a #1 contender. Now, what I would suggest is if they had a takeover in February, there would be a fatal 4-way match for the NXT Championship, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. Now, there doesn't seem to be a takeover planned for February. I think everything's leading to Dallas, or takeover grudge. But seeing as there's a long time to go until the end of March, let's just say that on free TV, they have this fatal 4-way. Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. Finn Balor retains his championship by pinning Baron Corbin after Sami Zayn did all the work. Because after this match happens, this then gives Sami Zayn the grievance to go after Finn Balor one more time and have the only match in NXT that feels like it should headline an NXT version of WrestleMania. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. That is the match. It has got to be. So we're on our way to TakeOver Dallas, or TakeOver Thunderstorm, and Sami Zayn and Finn Balor are in the ring and they're talking to each other, and Sami Zayn is talking about how NXT is his home. He's been here for years and years and years. He's put the time in, blah, 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 blah. They've both gone around the world. They've both fought in Japan. They've both got this huge independent backstory, and they're just using all of their history to inform this grudge match between the 2 of them. Now, this match is hyped. It's babyface versus babyface, but that doesn't mean they can't have a couple of pull-apart brawls whilst doing so. The other thing to hype before TakeOver Dallas, or TakeOver Cardio, or TakeOver Toughness, is the return of Hideo Itami. Bum, 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 boom, boom, boom. So we're going towards TakeOver Dallas, or TakeOver Relentless, and the main event, big WrestleMania weekend, Hideo Itami is returning, and Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. And also, on the undercard, Gable and Jordan challenging Dash and Dawson for the tag team titles, because Enzo and Cass have moved up to the main roster by this point, because can you imagine Enzo's chant being joined by 100,000 people in the AT&T Arena? Can you? So Gable and Jordan unseat Dash and Dawson for the tag team titles. Gable, Jordan. Then we get to the main event of TakeOver Dallas, or TakeOver Strain, or TakeOver Flex, or TakeOver Domination, or TakeOver or TakeOver Sweaty, or TakeOver Trouble, or Takeover Get You, or Takeover Scowl, or Takeover Escalation, or Takeover Hideo Itami returns and he battles Samoa Joe in a Ring of Honor rematch for the ages. He beats him, but not with the GTS. No, 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 not yet. Then Finn Balor comes out, and if he could have a few Japanese characters just hidden somewhere on his body paint, that would be great. So this is basically Sammy's last hurrah in terms of singles matches in NXT because, you know, after all, he's got to be called to the main roster after WrestleMania. He's just got to, if not before. So with that in mind, all the stops are pulled out. However, towards the end of the match, the referee goes down. Sami Zayn accidentally clonks heads with the ref goes down, Sami goes down, Finn Balor climbs a turnbuckle, goes for a coup de grace, Sami Zayn dodges, grabs him in the exploder suplex, into the turnbuckle, and then he gets in the opposite corner, ready for the haluva kick. However, just as he's about to attack, two men in hoodies run into the middle of the ring. Down come the hoods to reveal Doc Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. They pull down the zips of their hoodies and open them to reveal Balor Club t-shirts. Now Finn Balor is confused by this. He doesn't want any of this. He tells the guys, stand down, I don't want you here. But then Sami Zayn runs at them and they hit him with a hard-hitting double team maneuver. Maybe some sort of double powerbomb, something like that. They gesture to Sami Zayn and then they clear the ring, and Balor is furious. He's screaming at them, get out of here. But then he stops and he looks down at Sami Zayn lying prone on the floor. Climbs the turnbuckle. The announcers are saying, not like this, Finn, not like this. He hits the coup de grace on Sami Zayn's prone body. The ref crawls over and does that injured count. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor retains. Balor Club disappear back into the crowd, and Finn Balor stands there holding the title, thinking, what just happened? On the next episode of NXT, Sami Zayn is, understandably, furious. He calls out Finn, who says, I had nothing to do with that. He disowns Balor Club. Balor Club then come to the ring and they say, we only did what we did out of loyalty for Finn. He's the guy who started Bullet Club in Japan. He's the guy who brought us all together. He's the guy that created all of our success, and we owe it to him to make sure he stays on top, whether he likes it or not. Sami Zayn doesn't want to hear this and he attacks the two guys. Finn Balor tries to call them off, but they beat Sami down. They go out, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, and they both get chairs, and they're both about to beat on Sami Zayn when Finn Balor says, no, no, stop, when out comes Hideo Itami. Hideo Itami says, Finn, you act honorably. You act like a man with nobility. But look at this. And he shows footage, CCTV footage of a car park showing Hideo Itami being beaten down and given his shoulder injury. The man beating him down, Finn Balor. Because this all makes sense. It was originally going to be a triple threat, Finn Balor versus Hideo Itami versus Tyler Breeze for the #1 contendership in Japan. However, with Hideo out of the picture, Finn Balor easily beat Tyler Breeze to become #1 contender and unseated Kevin Owens in Japan, Hideo Itami's native country. So it's revealed that Balor put him on the shelf, and Balor goes, ah well, you got me. And he signals for the guys to start attacking Sami Zayn with chairs. Hideo Itami runs down to the ring to try and save Sami Zayn, and they beat on him too. The numbers advantage is too much, and in the end, the show ends with Sami Zayn, Hideo Itami on the floor, and Finn Balor on the shoulders of Anderson and Gallows. Balor Club. Balor holds the title high above the ring. He is fully heel. So, there's a triple threat match planned for the next takeover neck veins, in May and June. Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn versus Hideo Itami. And in the build up to this, it's just a very simple story of Balor Club kicking everyone's ass. Now the thing about NXT is it actually is a purer sort of wrestling promotion. There aren't a lot of DQ finishes. There aren't a lot of foreign objects used. There's actually very little interference in NXT. More often than not, matches end properly, and this is where Balor Club's heat come in, because it's all about interference. It's all about using chairs. Everywhere they go, they've got those chairs and they use them to end every match in a DQ. And this is very similar to how Bullet Club was in Japan, because Bullet Club were a bunch of gaijins who used foreign object interference and distractions to cheat to win matches, and that was pretty much unheard of in Japan. You just don't do it, it's against their rules. So that's what Balor Club are, two heavies with a charismatic leader. They beat everyone up, And of course, because it's just the best heat in the world, they hospitalize William Regal when he tries to stop them. So then at the next takeover grunting, Finn Balor wins the triple threat with interference from Balor Club. He pins Sami Zayn, and that is Sami Zayn's last match in NXT. For now. Now Sami Zayn leaves, but at the end of the match, Hideo Itami cannot stop. He has to bring the fight to Bullet Club again and again. So at the end of the pay-per-view, they put his neck in the chair and they jump on it, injuring his neck. Hideo Itami goes out. Also, lower on the card at the same takeover, Gallows and Anderson win the tag team titles from Gable and Jordan. And at the end of the show, it's one of those hold all the gold moments. Every member of Balor Club has a belt. Sami Zayn has been beaten, Hideo Itami has had his neck crushed, and Finn Balor is on top of the world. Now then, if I were WWE, I would plan a huge takeover for SummerSlam weekend. I wouldn't have it in America. I would have it overseas to promote the WWE Network, which has just launched this year in Japan. I would plan TakeOver Tokyo. On the card, I would have stuff like Asuka versus Nia Jax, Gable and Jordan retrying for their tag team titles. I would also do what WWE did last summer and get a new Japan star in, and the star I'd get would be Kushida. This guy, the Back to the Future guy. And the main event going in is Hideo Itami versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor cost Hideo Itami almost a year of his life. His career almost ended, they could say. And he robbed Itami of a chance to have a huge moment in Tokyo. Not this time. And there's so much depth you can have to this feud. It's their Japanese history, you know, Bullet Club, echoes of that, Balor Club acting the way you do not act in Japan. Also, a recurring thing going into this feud is that Hideo Itami keeps trying to hit the GTS, but never being able to. So, in the main event, a very long match, very hard hitting. Balor Club try to interfere, but they get knocked back by Hideo Itami. He kicks their chairs into their faces. Finn Balor goes for the sling blade. Hideo Itami counters, hoists him up on his shoulders, and then hits him, boom, with the GTS. Finally, on camera, Hideo Itami hits the GTS. 1, 2, 3. In Tokyo, in his native land of Japan, Hideo Itami wins the big one. And then, post-SummerSlam, on the post-SummerSlam Raw, you can bring Balor Club to the main roster. And I would have them immediately go into a feud with AJ Styles. But that's a story for another time. So that's how I would book the debut of Balor Club in NXT. Do you disagree? Tell me about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and you can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I will see you soon.
And hey, while we have you, why not celebrate the relentless passage of time by buying What Culture's first ebook, The 100 Worst Wrestling Moments of 2015, written by Andrew Sosick, with a foreword from me. Only £3, it's currently the ranked #1 selling wrestling book on Amazon. Check the description for a link.